Well, welcome to the BNI Effect, the home of amazing conversations with Brisbane BNI members, sharing tips on how to get the most out of your BNI membership. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach, but today I'm your host and fellow BNI member, bringing you yet another amazing conversation about BNI and business generally. This episode is number 46, and today's guest is Kel Connolly. Kel, hello, how are you?
Hi, Tony. How are you? I'm good, thank you.
I'm doing great. Thank you for being here. Why don't we kick it off by you giving us a little bit of an introduction about who you are and what the business is and the services that you provide?
Absolutely. So I have Blackandles. We are obviously a candle company. We are very lucky in that we have our own brand, and we also work closely with other local businesses, and we do a lot of corporate rebranding. So I work with everybody from real estate agents to designer fashion labels to bankers to mortgage brokers to everybody to ensure that we can have our high-end quality products branded and aligning with other corporate logos as well too. So, and we do candles, diffusers, gift boxes, hampers, car fresheners, you name it, we do it. Everything that smells good comes from Blackandles.
Yeah, right. And so where can people buy your candles, Kel?
Absolutely. We are actually stocked locally in Ebb and Flow, Style and Error, the Wolf Collective. There's quite a few places. City Cave in Springfield, Cairns, and Ipswich as well, and Flair Floral at Wellington Point. But we've just actually taken on a distributor, which has been fantastic for us. We don't actually promote all the stores that they work with. They do it independently of us. But it's good for us in the way that we get to keep manufacturing and keep focusing on the product, but more so I get to personally focus on the corporate branding, which is where I can see us really thriving in the coming years.
So is that like corporate gifting or so where, you might do something for me and then I would hand it on to my clients? Is that what you're referring to?
Absolutely. Especially real estate agents. We do everything from anniversary presents to their clients to listing gifts. We do right through to hampers on settlement. There's lots of different things. We actually work with a couple of guys in our chapter that are plumbers and electricians, and we do for their staff and for their big customers their hampers every Christmas as well, which has been fantastic for us.
Wow. And how long have you been in business for?
5 years next month. So it's been pretty
Congratulations. That's
exciting. Thank
exciting.
you. Thank you very much. It's been
Very
really exciting. And the corporate side was not something we ever got into it to do, but we started the week that COVID hit. So retail really struggled. A few corporate brands that we know actually came to us and said, "Hey, can you do this for us? We love your product. We want it to align with our brand." I said yes, and then I figured it out, which was it's been fantastic for us because it really has given us the ability to do what we love and to be able to expand into other brands as well, which is fantastic.
And that's a great lesson for people, isn't it? About bite off more you can chew and then just chew like crazy.
Damn
So
straight.
very good. How many is in your team, Kel?
At the moment, regularly, it's myself and my husband. We actually work many, many hours to make sure we keep up with production. The main focus at the moment is production. It's been really good. I came back into the year trying to really focus on growing the corporate side of it, but organically it seems to be happening, and BNI has been a great tool for us in that. I actually have one of our team members who is with McGrath, has actually promoted in their internal system our products, and now I'm getting people from all over Australia coming to us going, "Can you do this for me?" So it's been fantastic.
That's amazing. Now, you touched on BNI, so we had to get there eventually. How
Yeah.
long have you been in BNI for?
This is my third year now, and I'm actually president of the Bayside chapter.
Wow. Okay. So for people who aren't familiar with BNI and you're just talking about president, what does that actually mean, Kel?
BNI has not only helped me to grow my business, it's actually taught me to have more confidence in business. Not so much, I've always had a great confidence in my product, but not necessarily how do I approach people from different lanes, whether it be the corporate, the retail, the personal custom things. We do a lot of individual things for memorials, for bridal showers, for weddings, all that sort of thing. So it's really given me the confidence to be able to walk into a room and talk about the different things we can offer people on different levels.
Okay, so that's the personal growth side, but you touched on that you're the president of a chapter. So what
Yes.
does that entail?
It really is helping the chapter to be able to maximize the business within the room. It is a role I've always really appreciated. I'm very lucky with the predecessors that I've had at Bayside. They're shining examples of what presidents should be. It's really important as part of the group and as the leader of the group to make sure that we're not hand-holding, but helping people to be able to see connections they might not necessarily see if they're not making the right connections. So that's probably the favorite part of being president for me.
Supporting. That might be a different word, hey? Supporting
Yes,
people. That's right.
absolutely.
Now, you said that you've been in BNI for 3 years. So what
Yes.
prompted you to join BNI way back when you first started?
My friend Tanya asked me if I wanted to come for a coffee at a business meeting.
Right. Okay. So you went along, and what was that first meeting like?
It was really interesting. There are a lot of different personalities in the room, all of which I really appreciate. I think the greatest thing for me is realizing that there are some really incredible business people in that room who have been doing what they do for a very long time, and they're very good at it. I think having the ability to draw on their knowledge and not necessarily have to walk through some of my own mistakes. I've got an ability to walk in the room and say, hey, I don't know how to do this. What would you guys do? And I have a fantastic team around me in the Bayside chapter that will go, this is what I did, didn't work. I did this worked for this reason. And we're really able to bounce off each other, which has been fantastic.
Well, and that allows you to then short circuit things and hopefully not make the same mistakes that others have, which is advantageous.
100%. 100%.
How has being part of a BNI chapter influenced your approach to networking?
It's made me appreciate networking. I think before there have been groups I've been involved in that it's about going and having a drink and talking to people. It's not necessarily about, hey, how do we do this together? How can we help each other? What can we do to support each other to be able to help build our businesses? It's almost like the networking side of it in other groups tends to be a little bit like a dirty word. It's not something everybody talks, but they don't necessarily talk about how we can support each other. Or you have people that come in and they're just trying to hard sell you. Whereas BNI, as much as we're there to talk about ourselves and to grow our own businesses, when you're in the right chapter and you've got the right players in your team, we're all there to support each other and to help each other grow. And as you mentioned, like to get around making mistakes as quickly and easily as possible by drawing on the experience of others as well.
How do you measure your success in BNI?
That's probably a really interesting question for me. I'm somebody that sees success not in the business that actually comes from the room. Success for me is the referrals I get to outsiders from people within the room. That to me, it's one thing I would say, you know, when you start a business, your friends come and they want to buy a candle. It's not that first candle that interests me. It's the 5th, the 10th, the 100th candle that they go, that was fantastic. How do I get more? I have to tell my friends about this. That's the bit for me. That's the metric that when I say to somebody, oh, how did you hear about Blackandles? And they say, oh, my friend Troy or my friend John, and that's the bit that I really draw on. They're the metrics that I like to associate with success from BNI.
Fantastic. So you're talking about like the second connection. So even though it's great to have those connections in the room, it's the people outside of that, the people that the other people in the room know, those second connections, that's where you see the real value.
Absolutely.
Amazing. What advice would you give to new BNI members, Kel, to make the most out of their membership?
I think the big thing for me was getting in there. Yes, you draw on the group, but we actually have some amazing resources in other chapters. We've got little kids, so I can't go every week, but I try to every couple of weeks go and find a different chapter and go and talk to people. And still, you've got that BNI connection. You've got the ability to go, this person is a trusted person. And drawing on people from other chapters, as well as being able to go to other chapters and go, hey, this is what I do and this is what I can offer for you. Can I help you as well? So that's probably the bit of advice I'd say whenever you get a chance to go and explore another chapter and to meet more people within this trusted network that we have, I think that would be the first thing I would say is the most important.
Yeah, so don't be so insular in the sense of, yes, you've got your own chapter, but BNI is a global organization. So get out there and meet plenty of other people. And we've all got this common interest, which is BNI, so you're welcome
Absolutely.
with open arms.
One of our members actually had another member of BNI Romania in with us this morning. That
Wow.
was pretty cool.
Wow. It is very cool. Very cool. And just goes to show the power and the breadth of BNI.
Absolutely.
How has your business evolved since joining BNI? Like, what role has networking played in your business growth?
It's opened doors for me I would have never had the opportunity to get into. I'm always the first at any door to go, hey, how can I do this? What can I do for you? But BNI and the members of our chapter, I will definitely put it out there, have really opened my eyes to possibility. It's one thing to walk into a room and to stand next to a real estate agent who says, okay, I want to buy your listing gifts or I want to buy your hampers for my clients. It's another thing when that person says, I want to take you to head office and I want to tell Australia about you. And that's where you go, oh, hang on.
That's pretty
That's what I
cool.
want to do.
That's pretty cool, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's the dream, and that's what we're working towards.
Well, it sounds like you're working towards it. So, no, very well done. What's next for your business? You got any exciting projects or plans ahead, Kel?
We do. We're actually evolving. We've got new products being released and tested all the time. I think that's one of the things that I'm totally fastidious about. I make sure anything we release has been tested and retested. I am absolute nut when it comes to ensuring that our product is not only of the highest quality, it's of the highest safety. I think, unfortunately, in my industry, there are a lot of cowboys. I always say any idiot can make a candle, but it takes a special idiot to make a special candle. I say that genuinely
I get it.
because we spent 12 months researching. We're really careful to make sure we don't put anything in there that's going to be dangerous to our customers or their customers' customers. We actually, at the moment, we have been manufacturing from home. You're actually sitting in my pouring room currently. And we have lots of kids around. There's all sorts of things, and everything that we do, I ensure that it's something I'm happy to have in my house with my family. So I'm really careful, that sort of thing. We're going from home fragrance looking into body fragrance at the moment. So that's been a pretty big step for us. We do have little casuals that come in and help us when we're overrun, which is amazing. But ultimately, I'd love to get to the stage where I'm looking for space to be able to move Blackandles out of home and to have it as a separate entity, just to give us a little bit of a divide, which will be great. But it's exciting to see where we're growing to.
Fantastic. Do you have your own warehouse, your own manufacturing facility?
Absolutely. Absolutely. At the moment, we have about 6 rooms in our house, a container in the front yard, and we've got space at Storage King, so I'm ready to get out.
Okay. All right. Very good. Fingers crossed that can happen sooner rather than later for you, Kel. How do you see your relationship with BNI evolving as your business grows and you grow beyond your current premises?
I can't see there being a time that I'm not involved in BNI. One of the big things I have noted in the few years I've been at BNI, there are a lot of people that tend to feel like they've outgrown BNI. And the interesting thing is they go, okay, I've got all this business, and they walk away. And then I'm hearing 12 months later, they're like, but nobody's using me anymore. I think it's not something that we ever go, okay, I'm going to walk away now. I think it's something that is a journey that you are on and you stay on.
It's a commitment, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Absolutely.
Excellent. If you could share one piece of wisdom, Kel, with our listeners, whether they be BNI members or not, what would that piece of wisdom be?
Always bite off more than you can chew.
And then chew like crazy.
Chew like crazy.
Chew like crazy. Very good. Kel, how can listeners learn more about you, your business, perhaps buy your candles, get in touch with you?
Absolutely. We are on all the socials, Blackandles, Sense for the Senses. The tricky thing with Blackandles is we're not spelled traditionally the black candles. There's no C in candles, and it's all one word, because I felt like when I was saying black candles, I had a bit of a speech impediment. So it's BLACKANDLES.com.au.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Kel. Well, look, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and I want to extend a massive thank you to our guest, Kel Connolly, for sharing her insights with us. If you found value in today's episode, then please remember to subscribe to the BNI Effect wherever you listen or watch this information. And until next time, thank you for listening.